Hello students, welcome to the English class. Well students, in my last video lecture, I have started with a recapitulation and revision of the first chapter of Flamingo, that is the last lesson. Well, I hope you all have gone through the video lecture and I hope you all have understood also and have marked down the important points and the important lines and the important questions that I have underlined in the video lecture. Okay, so today we will be continuing from where I have stopped yesterday. Yesterday I have done till how cranky he was, and today we are going to start from poor man. Okay, so let's continue with the video lecture. Poor man, it was in honor of this last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes, and now I understood why the old men of the village were sitting there in the back of the room. It was because they were sorry, too, that they had not gone to school more. It was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service and of showing their respect for the country that was theirs no more. Right, so in this paragraph is again very important, this particular paragraph, because question has repeatedly come from this paragraph. I'm not explaining, okay, because already I have given you the explanation of this chapter earlier. So what I am doing, those who have not seen yesterday's video, I am again telling in this video lecture, in this kind of video lecture, I am stressing more upon the important questions and the important lines that have repeatedly come in the board exams. Okay, and that only is my main motive, right? Okay, so as I was saying that this particular paragraph is very important. Now what question is coming from this paragraph? The question is, please write down and mark this paragraph and write down. The question is, why were the elders of the village sitting in the classroom? If you are unable to see the scribble, then I am again repeating the question. Please write down, why were the elders of the village sitting in the classroom? Well, this question has come in the year 2014 and 2016. 2014 and 2016. Okay, so why were the elders of the village sitting in the classroom? Well, the answer is over here only, because you can see here, because they were sorry too, they had not gone to school more, their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service and showing their respect for the country that were there no more. So how many points are there? 3 points. Again I am marking out, just check out. Number 1 is, they were sorry that they had not gone to school more. This is number 1 point. Number 2, their way of thanking our master for 40 years of faithful service. This is number 2. And number 3, which one is number 3? Number 3, showing their respect for the country that were there no more. So these are the 3 reasons why the elders of the village were sitting in the back of the room. Okay, next. While I was thinking of all this, I heard my name called. It was my turn to recite. What would I not have given to be able to say that dreadful rule for the participle all through, very loud and clear, and without one mistake? But I got mixed up on the first words and stood there, holding on to my desk, my heart beating and not daring to look up. So as it is being told that Franz, he was told to recite, and he got up, he was very much scared. Okay, he stood there but he could not look up because he was completely mixed up. His head completely got mixed up. He could not even pronounce one single word of what we can say of the French word. Okay, because he had never studied it or taken it seriously. Okay, I heard M. Hamel say to me, I won't scold you, little Franz. You must feel bad enough. See how it is? Every day we have said to ourselves, Bah, I have plenty of time. I will learn it tomorrow. And now you see where we have come out. Ah, that's the great trouble with Alsace. She puts off learning till tomorrow. Now those fellows out there will have the right to say to you, how is it you pretend to be Frenchmen, and yet you can neither speak nor write your own language? But you are not the worst, poor little Franz. We have all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. Okay, so from this particular paragraph, another thing comes very much important, and this is this particular line. So underline this one. We have all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. This line is very, very important. Okay, this line can come in such a manner also that M. Hamel commented, we have all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. Comment, or why does M. Hamel reproach himself for his students' unsatisfactory progress in studies? Okay, so I'm telling you, when I will be giving the, I will be reciting the answer, then of course I'm going to tell you which what is the question. Okay, so here we find that this Franz is really very much ashamed. He stood up there, but he got mixed up on the first words and stood at his place. Okay, and he did not have the courage to look up and face his teacher. Right now, next point that comes is that why M. Hamel is reproaching himself or reproaching the parents also in the case that the students are, or the people of Alsace are not willing to study. Well, in this particular case, in this particular question, the next paragraph is important. From here only we will get the answer. If you read the paragraph, let's see what the paragraph says. Your parents were not anxious enough to have you learn. They preferred to put you to work on a farm or at the mills, so as to have a little more money. And I have been to blame also. Have I not often sent you to water my flowers instead of learning your lessons? And when I wanted to go fishing, did I not just give you a holiday? Okay, so here M. Hamel, in this particular paragraph, M. Hamel is reproaching not only himself but his parents also. Okay, so here the questions that come, okay, you just mark out the question. Write down the question, everyone. The question is, whom did M. Hamel blame for Franz's inability to read? If you can't understand the writing, I'm repeating the question. Whom did M. Hamel blame for Franz's inability to read? Okay, now what is the answer? The answer you will get it from here only. The answer is M. Hamel blamed whom? First, the parents. Number one, M. Hamel blamed the parents. Why he blamed the parents? Because the parents did not send the children to school. Instead, they preferred to put the children on to work on a farm or at the mill so as to have a little more money. This is number one, blame. Okay, and number two, blame is which one? Himself. Okay, I have been to blame also. I not often sent you to water my flowers instead of learning your lessons, and when I wanted to go fishing, did I not just give you a holiday? So the answer is M. Hamel blamed the parents who sent the children to work instead of sending them to school, and he blamed himself also for making them water the plants at his home and giving them a holiday when he wanted to go fishing. Thus both the parents and M. Hamel were responsible, okay, for the children's neglect of the French language. Okay, now that is not over. Okay, there is another thing also. M. Hamel also blamed the students for delaying the learning of their lessons. Okay, as they thought, like just you see in the previous paragraph it is said, bah, I have plenty of time, I will learn it tomorrow. So this is actually point number 3. Okay, so 3 points are there. Number 1 is parent, number 2 is M. Hamel himself, and number 3 are the students themselves. The students themselves, because they have delayed the learning of their lessons as they thought that there was plenty of time. Okay, now this is a very important question. Okay, now this is a very important question. How many times this question had come? I am telling you, the question had come in the year 2014, 2015, 2017, before it came in 2011, 2019. These are the years that this question had come. So we can understand by the repetition of the question that this question is very, very, very important. Right? Okay. Next we will continue. Then from one thing to another, M. Hamel went on to talk of the French language, saying it was the most beautiful language in the world, the clearest, the most logical, that we must guard it among us and never forget it. Because when a people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. Then he opened a grammar and read us our lesson. I was amazed to see how well I understood it. All he said seemed so easy, so easy. I think too that I had never listened to so carefully, and that he had never explained everything with so much patience. It seemed almost as if the poor man wanted to give us all he knew before going away, and to put it all into our heads at one stroke. So next question that comes important, write down the question everyone. The question is, how did M. Hamel praise the French language? Okay, how did M. Hamel praise the French language? Okay, this is one question. Write down another question. This kind of question comes repeatedly. Another question that has been asked was, what shows M. Hamel's love for the French language? Okay, next question is, what shows M. Hamel's love for the French language? Okay. Next, another question that comes regarding this answer only, that is, what did M. Hamel tell them about the French language? What did M. Hamel tell the students about the French language? Okay, so this question is also very, very important. Okay, now all this question, what did M. Hamel tell the students about the French language? Okay, now all this question, answer is one only. Okay, what is the answer? The answer as it is given here, it was the most, from here it will start, went on to say French language was the most beautiful, okay, was the most beautiful language in the world. Okay, the clearest, the most logical, that we must guard it among us and never forget it. Okay, so M. Hamel had told that the French language in this is the most beautiful language in the world, and according to him, it was the clearest and the most logical language. Okay, he wanted the people of France to guard it among themselves and never forget it. Okay, moreover, what more things did he say about it? He said that this is a very important, this is a mother tongue. Okay, mother tongue is very important because mother tongue is the representative of a nation's true identity and character. Okay, it acts as a binding force, creating unity among the countrymen. M. Hamel rightly says that when people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. Okay, so that was the reason this and the entire thing will come. Okay, that is when people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. Means it is language. Okay, mastery in one language is equal to freedom. That should be kept in mind. Okay, if you have the control or confidence about your language, then you are a free person. Okay, so we understand that this paragraph is very much important. Now this question had come repeatedly. It had come in the year 2014 and 2013. These 2 years this question had come, but this question had come in the long answer type also. According to the long answer type, what is the question? The question is linguistic chauvinism. The question is linguistic chauvinism. Okay, now linguistic chauvinism, I have already given you in the PDF of last lesson question answers the answer of linguistic chauvinism. Actually the answer come from this paragraph only, but the answer is provided to you, so I hope you all have the answer, so I don't have to repeat again what is linguistic chauvinism or how linguistic chauvinism has been displayed and portrayed in this chapter. You all have gone through the answers, so it is understood that everyone have understood that particular thing. Still, if you have any doubt, you can of course ask me. Okay. Next, what did M. Hamel do? M. Hamel went on to take out the grammar, went on to study the grammar class, and Franz could listen or understand the grammar class very nicely. This part is not that much important because question till now had never come from this particular part, but you should know that M. Hamel had taught very beautifully the grammar class, and this told them about the writing, and finally he went on to the history class. Okay, so probably, and Franz says that Franz thought that probably he had never paid so much, means M. Hamel had never paid so much attention in the class, and Franz did not pay so much attention in the class, and that M. Hamel had never explained everything with so much patience. Okay, perhaps these were the very reasons that he was able to understand everything that day. So after the grammar, we had a lesson in writing. That day M. Hamel had new copies for us, written in a beautiful round hand, France Alsace, France Alsace. They looked like little flags floating everywhere in the schoolroom, hung from the rod at the top of our desk. You ought to have seen how everyone set to work and how quiet it was. The only sound was the scratching of the pens over the paper. Once some beetle flew in, but nobody paid any attention to them, not even the littlest one, who worked right on tracing their fish hooks, as if that was French too. On the roof the pigeons cooed very low, and I thought to myself, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? So M. Hamel's contribution to the school was of 40 years. So what we find that in his last lesson, M. Hamel taught the class about grammar, then about writing, and finally a lesson in history. More than this, he made the students realize the importance of their mother tongue and taught them to take pride in their language. Okay, now there is one question which is very important. Usually it comes in the 2 marks only. The question is, on the roof the pigeons cooed very low, and I thought to myself, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? Okay, this question if it comes, okay, suppose this question if it comes whether in 2 marks or in the long answer type questions of 5 marks, then which answer are you going to write? Of course you are going to write about linguistic chauvinism. You're going to write about linguistic chauvinism. One thing, students, you should always keep in mind, there are various kind of questions you will find, okay, coming in the exam, but somewhere the answers are very much related. Or if you read one particular answer very nicely, especially about linguistic chauvinism, then of course any questions asked in any other form, the answer will remain the same. So the pigeons cooing and making them sing in German all comes under this particular question, that is linguistic chauvinism. Okay, so this was the thing. Okay, Students, I have gone through, or I have explained you all till even the pigeons. So in this video lecture, I will end till here only even the pigeons, and then we will continue in my next video lecture to the last part of the chapter, which is very few lines are only there. After completing that, I will be going through the exercises also of the chapter. We will see that what are the questions that are being asked, and some other important tips from this chapter also I am going to do. Okay, so students, I hope you all have understood till this much. Okay, and you have written down the questions that are provided, that I have provided over here in this video lecture. If still there is any doubt, please clarify it from me, right? Well, students, thank you very much. Study well.